Kiyotaka, he is a man of mystery. We really don't know much about him or his true intentions, but some of that was cleared up in Year 2, Volume 6, and I haven't done a review for that, but I plan on doing it sometime next week, so stay tuned. So in this video, I really want to talk about what is Kiyotaka Ayanokoji's true goal, because he's a very nonchalant character and we rarely know what he's thinking. But if you guys enjoy regular anime content, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. I greatly appreciate it. Also, I've recently started live streaming on Twitch where I do reactions to different things. I'm currently reading the Berserk manga, and I recently did the new Sword Art Online movie, so you guys want to be a part of that, I'll leave it in the description below. But with that away, my name is Potential Leash, and let's talk about Kiyotaka Ayanokoji's true goal. So what exactly happened in Year 2, Volume 6? During the sports festival, him and Sagiyanaki, they were in his room, and he told her that he wants to figure out exactly if someone outside of the white room can be a genius if they're smarter, and saying that the white room isn't necessarily perfect. He's going to allow his class to grow, allow them to get stronger and mature more, and then he's going to leave. Whenever Haruka's class is feeling invincible, he will teach them that there is a reality where they can't win, and he also wants to be defeated, and this is to prove that the white room isn't perfect. In terms of ability, nobody in the white room can beat him. I don't remember exactly what book it was, but he said if Amasawa and Yagami, if they are like 10s and 20s, I'm a 100. Hosen, Yagami, Ruin. Nagamo, kind of with an asterisk, his was a little bit different. He just pushed him and knocked him out on the beach, but all of them have challenged him and all of them have lost, and it hasn't been like close at all. He's beaten them and completely outsmarted them. He's smarter and has better physical abilities than everyone that we've seen so far. If he has prior knowledge of something, best believe he's going to be able to achieve or execute it at a high level. You can honestly say he's close to perfection, because when you look at different instances, for example, he made that bet with Haruka at the end of, I believe, or sometime in the middle of Year 1, Volume 11 and a half, and he ended up getting a perfect score on the math test where Haruka and Kese, people like them who were considered to be the smartest or some of the smartest, not just in their class, but in the grade, and he ended up surpassing their expectation and even achieving some problems that they haven't even been seen before in high school. Skiing, Year 2, Volume 8, he had yet to ever ski before. However, because of his physical abilities, once he learned the basics, he was able to ski, and it looked like he knew exactly what he was doing. He ended up passing Kitsu and passing Ruin, and I believe Kushida said he looked like he was a pro out there. However, like I said, it only has to do when he has knowledge of something. Like, for example, Year 2, Volume 3, during the island test, he went and tried to do a quiz, but because the quiz was, I believe, about anime and pop culture, Kiyotaka failed with flying colors. Because why? It was something he had no prior knowledge about. And then in Year 2, Volume 7, when him and Kay were going around looking at different stalls, there was a shooting game where if you shot the rubber bullet or the cork bullet, it ended up knocking the prize down and you end up getting it. However, he didn't really understand because he never shot a gun before. But then when he observed the guns and observed the people around him, he was able to figure it out. Granted, he couldn't play again because they were just testing it, but still, once he understood his surroundings, observed and analyzed, he was able to get the goal of the game. This proves that if he has prior knowledge of something, that nobody else is superior than him. He's dang near perfect. So what else is there left for him to do? In Year 2, Volume 6, he talked about leaving the class, wanting to be defeated, and there's other stuff as well, talking about is society equal and what exactly it means to be a genius. Right now, Kiyotaka is building up his class so he can defeat them. It's almost a certain that he's going to leave the class, just a matter of when. And I want to give a prediction of when he'll do so. I kind of find it funny because I'm trying to read and predict Kiyotaka, but he's somebody that you can't really predict. If he does end up leaving class, then which class would he join? I think he would end up joining Class D, which would be Ichinose's class, because in Volume 11 and a half, there's a conversation he was having with Ichinose, and I would just want to say he has this girl in the palm of his hand. She'll do anything that he asks. If she was like, get this student expelled, more likely than not, she's probably doing it. But they had a conversation about her class in his room, and she was trying to see if they could achieve, or was it possible for them to reach Class A. And Kiyotaka, with all like that she was dealing with, all the stress, he was like, in a year from now, we'll see where you stand and I'll give you my answer. He also said if she were to fall during the end of the second year, he will be the one to finish her off. Now, I'm not necessarily exactly sure what he means by this, because Kiyotaka's a man of mystery. Him finishing her off could mean many things, but I will say if she does fall, Class D will be without a leader. He's been talking to different people of Class D as of recently, Kenzaki, Himeno Watanabe, and other characters as well. And I'm not trying to say that Ichinose is a bad leader whatsoever, but at the same time, it's Kiyotaka. Like, who wouldn't want him? That's like saying, oh, I have a Honda, but if somebody offered me a Ferrari, well, I'm definitely taking that Ferrari. How did I come to this conclusion? Well, Kiyotaka, he's been showcasing what he can do a little bit more. In year 1, he was more the person behind the scenes, trying to give other people credit, didn't really want to stand out. And I know different circumstances forced himself to show his hand, but at the same time, in year 2, he ended up showcasing a little bit more people knew about him, because in year 1, only a few people, maybe Harikta, maybe Ruin because he was defeated, Sagi and Naki, Ichinose to an extent, but now across the school, everybody knows that he's a capable student, maybe not to the level of the genius or the special caliber character that he is, but they know a little bit about him, that he's fast, he's strong, and that he's capable of doing math problems, and that he's very cunning as well. And then in year 3, since it's the final year, I personally believe that will be the year that he's able to fully go all out. Because when you look at Class B's growth, right now, they're at an all-time high. If you look at where they're at currently in the story, and I'm caught up all the way to year 2, volume 9, I believe 9.5 is supposed to come out within a week or two, so that's to the point that this video is at. During the final exams, they are set to go against Class D, which is Ichinose's class, and I personally believe they will beat them and move up to Class A. This is where they'll have that false sense of being or feeling invincible, and there's been different members of the class that have grown. Harikta, she has grown as a leader where she doesn't rely or look to Kiyotaka anymore. Now, she still asks for his input and he gives it, as rightfully so. He still is a member of the class, but he typically doesn't have to do anything. She executes a plan, and well, she organizes a plan, and all he does is execute what she asks him to do. Hirata, Kushida, they've grown as well. Kei, Matsushita, Sato, Quenji, he's still a monster. Sudo, he's now in the top 10 whenever they take tests, and other students as well that I haven't listed. Kiyotaka, he's planted the seeds, and he's allowed these characters to grow. And at this point in the series, Kiyotaka really, he doesn't need to do anything anymore. Nobody necessarily depends on him in order for them to reach Class A. They could probably do it without him. Now, I'm not saying that Kiyotaka, like, if he's gone, it's a guarantee that they make it, because it's not. But at the same time, they don't necessarily need him, if that makes sense. But he's Kiyotaka, like, he's going to help because of how special he is. Anybody would be lucky to have him. So why will he join Class D? Year 3 will be the final time that he can have his questions answered, the final time that he will be allowed or the opportunity to be defeated, because he believes he'll go to the White Room after he graduates. I personally don't think so, but hey, that's a video for another day. Can't join Sagi and Naki's class because she wants to prove that there's a genius or a geniuses out there that can beat somebody or an artificial genius. Can't join Ruin's class because we saw it happen year 1, volume 7, how he beat the snot out of him, and Ruin's been trying to level up and get his revenge on Kiyotaka. And yeah, sure, he can sabotage Class D, but what merit would that be if he can't go against them in an all-out match? The only other option for him would be to join Class D. Now, I don't necessarily know. I think it all depends on how he would try and crush Ichinose, whether try to expel her, whether she falls so low that she can no longer be the leader. Maybe she just relies on him and asks him to join the class. Maybe she might become a K 2.0. There are so many possibilities with this. When you look at it objectively, these are the highest stakes he can ever ask for. He's never suffered or experienced defeat. It's kind of like Nagamo in a sense where, is he just that good, or is everybody else just not as good as him? I mean, I know it's not 1-to-1, but they do have some similarity. If you look at it, everybody will be at their best when it comes to year 3. It'll be a scramble and a fight to get into Class A because everybody's so close. Sagi and Naki has, I think they're still Class A with 1,200 points. Harikta, they're Class B with 1,035. Then Ichinose is Class C with 705. And then Ruin, he is Class D with 635. So right now, it's still anyone's game. If Harikta's class is able to beat Ichinose's class in the final exam, it'll be almost mathematically impossible for Ichinose and Class, well, right now it's Class C. They would probably fall down to Class D. It would be impossible for them to reach Class A. Their backs would be against the wall. What better stakes for Kiyotaka to prove that he's the best, to bring a class who are pretty much out of the running and out of consideration with impossible odds back to the top. I think that would be pretty good. And if he can't, then he'll have suffered the defeat that he'd been searching for. If this happened, how would I feel? I'd like it. I'd think it'd be an interesting plot twist for the story, but at the same time, I'd be a little bit sad because I love Harita's class and different characters that are there. We've grown with them, we've experienced with them, the different things, seeing their character development and their progression. Think of it kind of like the Straw Hats. The Straw Hats, when you look at it, they probably are the most popular, or people typically say that they are the best group in anime. And then there was an arc called the Marineford War. It was kind of a saga where Luffy was without his crew, and he had kind of like a ragtag crew. I mean, Boa Hancock was there, an ally for him. There was Jinbei, Crocodile, Ivankov, Buggy, and other characters as well. And don't get me wrong, I like those characters, but they're not the Straw Hats. And I feel like if he were to join another class, I would have to be sad because we wouldn't see some of my favorite characters, Suda, Harita, Kushida, Kei, and a lot more characters as much because he would be in a different class. I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. I would probably just have to get used to it. It's kind of like a double-edged sword because we get a juicy plot and we get to see Kiyotaka going against the seeds that he grew or the people that he ended up developing, but at the same time, we see less and less of our favorite characters. This is nothing but theories and speculation from my part, except for the fact that he talked about wanting to be defeated, about him leaving the classroom. Is society equal? And is there someone outside the white room that can be better than him? That stuff is actual factual. It's been in the different books. I know at least in year 1 volume 1 and in year 2 volume 2. Him going to Ichinose's class is nothing but a headcanon because I'm not gonna lie, in the recent book, Ichinose's been acting a little bit different. She's at this point unpredictable, and I'll end up doing a video about that in the future. But I truly believe that Kiyotaka in year 3, he'll go all out. He'll have to go against Saganaki, ruin Harita, and even potentially Ichinose. But let me know how you guys feel about Kiyotaka Ayanokoji and his true goal, and what's your guys' expectation of him for the future, especially in year 3. But thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you guys never miss out on a new video. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and TikTok is on the screen and in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to unleash your potential.